Okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna give it just a little bit. This time. Alright, I'm just gonna give it just a little bit there. Let me put this back here. There we go. There we are. Yeah. Okay. So apparently YouTube has gotten to the point where you cannot stream reactions of content creators anymore. That actually sucks. I have no idea why that's a thing. Holy shit. Wow. Man, that sucks. That really does. I'm gonna have to edit the VOD on that one. But yeah, I guess we'll just go back to whoops. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like YouTube is now doing this thing where you cannot react to other like videos, specifically like with videos. Yeah, it's weird, and that only happened. I've done it before, but it's the only one that is specific to Markiplier. I should tell Hammy about that then. Yeah. Weird. I think it was just because it was just the Markiplier video. So if it's like with other content creators doing vlogs, I guess, I don't know. Which is very, very odd. It's a really weird rule. YouTube has gone stupid lately. And it's not only that, but sometimes they would censor chat without me knowing, and I have to actively look in the actual editor just to see if any of your stuff gets censored. But anyway, yeah, what the heck were we talking about? Yeah, I kind of understand, like, actually going to see your fans, your followers, going to watch this movie and just sharing that experience with them. That's probably one of the best things in the world, and that's something that I personally looking forward to when I'm going to sell my artworks in person. It's one of the best feelings. If it was just smart, then maybe they only do it if you use big channels. That's my guess. Yeah, that's my guess. I think the way it works is that specific channel is set to where people can't recreate it, like any of that stuff. You have to actually actively go into the settings to set that. I think it's turned off by default. At least I hope. Other than that, though, yeah, go watch Iron Lung. Yeah, if you go watch Iron Lung, yeah, just go watch Iron Lung. It's good. It's a really good movie, and Mark worked really hard on it. Also, the censor thing has been a constant issue no matter where people are. Trust me, I know, given how YouTube hates me. Yeah, it's happened a couple of times on my Danganronpa streams too. Like, people are using specific phrases, I guess, that's triggering the bot, even though some of the phrases are literally, I hear them all the time and they don't bother me at all. So, I don't know. YouTube is just not the same anymore ever since Google took over. Anyway, I'm gonna get her eyes in there and then this flower. Although I am curious, will the other links go to this one? This time? Oh no, they don't. They go to... Yeah, they go to the other one. And let me know if the stream becomes unavailable again, just so that now I can check to see. There we go. Just trying to get everything back in there. Also, I think the Twitter one is gone now too. I don't think. No, I think Twitter's still up. Yeah, Twitter's still up. Honestly, I don't know why I'm streaming to Twitter. Not many people show up to that anyway. Victorian age speaking patterns lets you bypass them usually. My problem with that is they lose their kick when aristocratic. The olden days of internet speech. We've come so far since then. Oh yeah, we'll get back to Krista now. I'll have the text up there in a bit, but... I have to bring this up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, remind me to never do that live here. Damn, that killed off a lot of planned future streams that I've had for a while now. I'll have to experiment with it again on a couple of videos that I've watched before. But until then, though, it's like... Man, it's like the internet's just not fun anymore. How did that happen? Oh yeah, the UK made so many things worse. I don't get political, but Jesus, man. And not only that too, but the whole Discord thing as well. When I heard the news about that, I knew right then and there that there's just it's just really difficult in this day and age. I'm trying to be social on the internet now. It's like somehow we're kind of regressing. I don't know how the hell that happened. Connection to surveillance. Yeah, that's basically it. That is literally it. Also, I feel like I want to make her eyes a bit bigger here, but or maybe it's just because it's this one side. Hang on. Like, here's the thing. I'm fine with the music being copyright, but if the videos themselves are also copyright, I mean, I kind of get that if it was like an anime or a movie, but if it was just someone else, like, and you're trying to, you know, you're trying to put your thoughts on that. It's a bit disheartening, to say the least. I'm just gonna trick Discord's face scan with Death Stranding. I know a friend of mine who found this, of all the times when AI is actually useful for once, he's planning on using that. Now, I wonder if Discord would be okay with me using a picture of a cat, because I am literally a cat. How's that gonna fly? Media of any type can be copyrighted if enough lawyers can be convinced to allow it. Yeah, Look, I'm a very simple cat. If they don't want it, then, you know, it's whatever. I'm not gonna try to fight it. I can just edit it in post. At least they can allow. At least I hope they'll allow me to do that with that one. I haven't checked it yet, but if they don't, then we pretty much just lose like a huge chunk of the stream, and I don't want that. Then again, a lot of people don't really watch the VODs. I usually watch it on my own time, every so often. If you can get the cat to stay still and light levels correct them, I'm more than certain the AI will consider a cat to be a 57-year-old man. Especially those cats that have that Chad face. You should know the ones. I feel like they would definitely pass the test. Not me. I'm just a regular black domestic cat that was transformed because of a couple of witches that were up to no good in the neighborhood. And I only keep my cat identity for my own safety anyway, so that kind of helps me out. That's why I don't go bother changing back. Every once in a while I'll go back to my cyborg form, but I don't know, the cat's just cuter. AI has thought 2-year-old to be an 18-year-old, so a cat isn't too far out of the ballpark. Yeah, they're not gonna know the difference. Because under no circumstance am I gonna give away my government name or ID. In fact, that was something that was taught years ago, since its inception, of the whole idea of the internet, to not share your info out there on the internet. Like, how backwards is that? Oh, thank you for the hepatitis. How are you tonight? We're drawing my comfort character, Krista. I don't even remember where my ID even is. What the hell? You better go find that thing, buddy. Also, how was your day, V? I took the day to myself. I went to the mall. I watched a movie. I watched Iron Lung, with Markiplier in it. Then I got ramen and went and got a few stuff at the mall. I'm safe from the government becoming 1964 because I'm too forgetful and stubborn to work with them. I think that was when my dad was born, I believe. Either it was 1964 or 1961, I don't remember. I know it was one of my parents that was born in 64. Years are confusing. They sure are, yeah. Alright, let me try this again. Hold on. I'm just trying to make the eyes make sense, so that way it actually looks like she's looking at me. Hold on. There you go, that looks a little better. Let me get rid of that. And, yeah, that should be alright. I don't know, what do you guys think? The iris has kind of tripped me up there, but was able to figure it out somehow. Wow, it is loud out there. What is going on? I live in a very, and when I say very, I mean very quiet neighborhood. And hearing anything loud is just really out of the blue. Weird. Also, hold on. There you go. I'm kind of giving her like a bit of the cat eye kind of thing. I'm noticing I'm kind of giving that to her a lot lately, which I'm more than fine with because, you know, cats are the way. Yes, yes. I have the artist abilities of a charbroiled boat, so I don't exactly think I have anything to add. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it looks good, then that's all I need to know. Usually that's all the input I need, especially when I'm working with clients. If they like it and they don't have anything to add, then I know that it was good enough. So, I know a lot of artists try to get very, very picky about their artworks. I'm only like that when I know I'm struggling with something. Like, for example, hands. I'm pretty sure that's a given that hands are like the bane of everybody's existence. Now, feet, on the other hand, I draw that quite well, actually, for reasons. But hands, yeah, that's it's a nightmare. That's why earlier I literally had to bring out the 3D model just to see what the heck I'm doing wrong. Because I knew for a fact that when I was sketching it while I was in the restaurant, I knew that the arms weren't the way they were supposed to when you're actually holding a cat. So I kind of just winged it. I told myself, well, I know I'm going to draw it digitally, so it's just there for now. Like a gesture. But when I did it digitally, that's when I realized, yeah, no, I'm gonna need some help with it. Facts, I can barely draw them. Yeah, it's really hard. My neighborhood is a mix of quiet and loud, mostly quiet and then loud when the dog is out or the rare medical or police speeds by. Yeah, I guess it just really depends on... It's just location. It's always location at the end of the day. Location, location, location. That's what my history teacher used to say. Okay, yeah, I like how this turned out. Hold on. There we are. That will be colored in later. Well, not colored in. This is... Well, actually, no. I'll just leave it as a sketch like this, and... then again... I don't know, does it look nice that way? I am not sure. I don't know, something's telling me that I want to complete it, but I just really don't feel like it tonight. It's just like a one and done kind of thing, so it's however I want to have it. Let's just get the lily up on here. The lily flower is, again, it's a personal symbol for me, and especially when it's on crystal like this. I try so hard not to make it look like a spider lily. Every once in a while I accidentally make a spider lily, and I just don't like it. I just don't like spider lilies in general. Not just because I'm afraid of spiders, but, you know, in certain countries, especially in Japan, the spider lily is usually associated with funerals and things like that. And you see it in a lot of anime too, especially in horror anime. The spider lily is usually a representation of death. And I try to avoid that as much as I can. I would have used a black lily, but I think white looks better on her hair. Because her hair is naturally black, so... There you go, that looks good. And yeah, I'll just leave it like a sketchy line art kind of thing. Because originally I was just going to do like a gesture for the sketch. But I don't know, for some reason I kind of like it the way it is. Just gotta get rid of this part though. Hold on. God, my stomach is so full. Oh my god. I ate so much today. Thank God the weather's warming up now, because now I'll be able to work out all the stuff that I had over the holidays, you know? Famous spider. Flowers are flowers. Yeah, well, certain flowers, especially, when given to certain people, they have quite a lot of meaning. And the flower that has a lot of meaning for me are forget-me-nots. I feel like that's the flower that represents me the most, because I like to try to do many things to the point where people don't forget about me. And it goes back to that whole legacy thing that we were just talking about earlier. I have this weird fear that people are going to forget about me one day, and, you know, eventually they will. Just not the people who were closest to you, you know? Like this whole thing about transience. So, forget-me-nots, you know, they kind of speak for themselves, you know? Forget-me-not, like, don't forget about me. Only flower I'd not want is the corpse flower, solely because the smell. Corpse flower? Okay, that is a first for me. I've never heard of a corpse flower before. I've heard of, what were they, mushrooms? I've heard of this one kind of fungus that's pretty much a mushroom that, smells like meat and attracts flies. Like actual decaying meat. And that's how the fungus survives, by capturing the flies, because I think it eats them. I don't remember if I don't remember the whole deal about that. But I've seen them like in photos, and they're crazy looking. Like they actually look like meat. How did you not know the corpse flower? I don't know. I'm just like you. I'm very, very limited with my knowledge of flowers. Just I only know the famous ones and the everyday ones as well. The forget-me-not, though, that one I looked up because I just wanted to see what kind of flower represented me in a way, so I kind of found that one and it kind of stuck to me. Also, you reminded me of the chicken of the woods fungus. Oh. Chicken in the woods. Like, does it smell like chicken? I just ate chicken, actually. 3 times today, now I think about it. I had chicken for lunch while I was in the theater. Chicken katsu ramen, and then my mom made fried chickens for dinner. Ah, damn, I'm full of proteins today, man. It tastes like chicken, but it's a fungus. Okay, that I gotta look up. That sounds rad as hell. And again, for some odd reason, shiitake mushroom tastes like... It feels like it tastes like it's supposed to be meat, but it's not. I don't know, that's just me. Also, I will eventually get to drawing Neocat in a minute. I'm just polishing up the sketch here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this as a sketch to drawing. There's also stick fungus. Whoa! That's a lot of meaty fungi. Ah, man, I love this cross-hatching. Look at that. Also, I got the V hand on again. I usually put it on for art streams just because I just really don't say much. Actually, that could go a little longer. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm gonna elongate it just a little bit. There we go. Nice. Fungus is weird like that. There's also a tinderbox fungus that's useful for fires, and lots of fungus that can be used as bandages with antiseptic properties. Now, you see the antiseptic fungus, that one I know for a fact exists. Nature works in mysterious ways, definitely. I'd be screwed if I went out in the wild, though, because I wouldn't know what's poisonous and what's edible. I gotta learn how they did in Hunger Games. That way I could survive and study. And to be fair, I feel like I should have known that stuff when I was in Cub Scouts, but I never got a chance to do anything meaningful in Cub Scouts. Yes, praise the house cats. Yes, yes. Krista is hugging a house cat. I've made it official that Krista has officially adopted me. She is my baby as well as my mommy. Yeah, Krista's my mommy now. Okay, now for some reason I feel like I want to make her head a bit smaller again. Well, how does that work? Unless, you know, maybe it might be because of the angle. Hold on. Let me try to change it up a little. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. This is why I always separate the head from the rest of the body. There we go. There you go, so that way I can just play around with it just a little bit. Some of the many things that you can do that you can't when drawing traditionally. Eat a little bit of something and see if that's the foolproof way. If your stomach starts getting upset, don't eat it again. Don't ever eat it again. Like, how much do you need to ingest ricin before it does its deed? Like, not much, right? Not resin. Did I say it right? Ricin? Did I say resin? It's ricin, right? But I don't think that's natural in the wild. I think that only works for Tinari from Genshin? Wait, V, are you into Genshin? Most true poisons don't take much to do one in. Yeah. Especially the stuff that they put in poison darts, too. Okay, I think I'm confident enough to color in her hair just a little bit. Well, I say color, but I'm really just cross-hatching it. I know some of the lore. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you play it? God, it does remind me of that one time I did meet this Genshin cosplayer at one of the conventions that I went to last year in Richmond. I legitimately thought that I made a friend that day, but she never got back to me on Instagram, and after that I just didn't bother talking to her anymore. Which sucked because she lived in the same city as I did. And then I lost my Instagram account, so yeah. I kind of just let it go at that rate. But yeah, she did cosplay one of the Genshin characters. I forgot which one though. I'm not really into Genshin. The only Hoyoverse game that I'm currently into right now is Zenless Zone Zero. So, poison darts, like classic ones from the Amazon, or more modern ones where people could use anything. I think mostly it's the Amazon one. Or at least the ones that the Aztecs used all back in those days. Alright, I think I should be good there. Now it's time to draw the kitty. Look at him. That's me. Hey, Alpha, welcome. Welcome. You're just about to get to the cat. I'm a cat. So we're gonna draw the cat tonight. Oh, but it's really hard to see at this angle. Hold on. Maybe I just need to hide Krista just a little bit. There we go. This is gonna be weird. There's like a lot going on in the sketch that I did, so it's gonna be a little difficult for me to block in the cat body. Let's see. At least most of Krista's blocking it, so I don't have to worry about drawing too much of it. I could just guesstimate. Hi, Ducky, welcome. We're doing some therapy drawing, really. I was gonna say vent drawing, but I wasn't venting today. I was just trying to make the best of today, honestly. I was mostly offline all day. Also because today is a very important day for me. So I had to literally get off the internet and actually go outside and just do some of the things that I, you know, just some things that I know I would have liked back then. So I went to the mall, I got some new clothes, I went to the movies as well. I got to see Iron Lung with Markiplier in it. It was really good. And then I got some ramen. And it was in the ramen shop that I was able to sketch this. Actually, now I think about it, let me show you guys. Well, okay, no. It's not supposed to look like this. I was just rearranging it just so the actual digital drawing looks good. But no, not that one. Here's the sketch along with the chicken katsu ramen. Oh my god, it is the best. It's like my #1 favorite ramen bowl. Today was Fan Expo for me and my BF. I was. Oh, you were Technoblade. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Hope you had fun too. Oh yeah, I was by myself today. So I wanted to just do the things that I like, just to take care of me, you know? And that melon ramune. Having ramen and ramune. I actually asked them to give me like an extra one, because, you know, I got paid from my commission this week, so I was basically just treating myself. Oh yeah, that's what well, let me show a bit of a close-up of this sketch, actually. Because you can't really tell from there, that angle. So freaking fun, I gotta convince my parents to come see you now. Good thing it's not too late to get a bite to eat. Yeah. I even had boba tea as well. My go-to boba tea is the milk taro. And that's what I went and got when I went to the mall. It was one of my favorites back then. I say back then, but let's just say there are some things that's very hard to forget. And you get a little melancholic around this time of year. So you kind of just go through the motions and just do the things that used to make you happy, you know? And that was my goal for today, is just do the things that made me happy. Anyway, I was working on the cat. That's what I was doing. Let's go get this cat. Yeah, some of you who have been around for quite a while probably know the reason why, but right now it's just best to live in the moment. That's what a friend taught me. Now, originally I was gonna play Danganronpa tonight, but just because of the mood, I just felt like drawing. But we'll probably stream it tomorrow. Might go a bit earlier than usual. No problem. I kind of figured since you went to Fan Expo, I can tell you're probably tired now. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, once I finish this cat, I'm gonna go to bed. Because I'm not really planning on coloring this in or anything. This is just a bit of a therapeutic kind of drawing that I wanted to do. Will I finish it eventually one day? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, that doesn't look great. Hold on. Okay, that might look a little better. Just because I'm a cat doesn't mean I'm an expert at drawing cats. Shockingly enough. Much less drawing a cat being hugged by somebody. I would go for finding a ref, but I'm too lazy right now. I kind of just drew this in the restaurant on the fly. Plus, I kind of wanted to focus on eating at that point, so... I retract my earlier statement about... Oh no! You better go tell him to shut up. Is it nighttime where you are right now? Probably is. But then again, it's Saturday, it's Valentine's, of course it's gonna be pretty noisy. Oh god, it'll be even worse if you were in an apartment with very, very thin walls on this night. Oh boy. I doubt a cop would appreciate it if I told him to shut it. Oh, you mean that kind of noise, okay. Yeah, no. There's really not much you can do with that, though. And let me get this this face here. Oh yeah, I've known a couple of people that were in law enforcement before. We were friends with a state trooper at one point, and he was the most chill guy. He was kind of a family friend mostly, but yeah, he was really cool. And my ex was their, I should say their now stepdad is also a retired sheriff. He was really cool though. I've seen my town's sheriff car around my place more than I'd like. Oh boy. Yeah, that's that would take a bit of getting used to, I can imagine. But when it happens so often, you start to think things, you know. Alright, so that is... I'm gonna have to mess around with this for a little bit. Cat anatomy is pretty difficult, yeah. It really is. Or any animal, really. It's just that I don't draw them as often as I would, you know, so it's kind of difficult too. I'm mostly known for human anatomy and things like that. Now, if it was a bunny rabbit, like a anthropomorphic bunny rabbit, that I could probably do. Or anything anthro, really. But actually drawing a feral cat, that is, yeah, it can be a bit of a trek. Oh yeah, and ponies. For My Little Pony. That I can also do. Mostly because I was taught how to do that from a friend. Or never mind. I should just say my ex. Yeah, my ex taught me how to do that. Kind of like how Saya can, because she used to draw MLP. Yeah, it's just the art style is actually really easy to do once you've done it enough times. And you just know the general shapes of how it's supposed to look. Then, yeah, it could be pretty simple to do. I guess that's why they designed them that way. Like, and I'm talking like Gen 4 here. It's so that way, you know, anybody could probably draw them. And, I don't know, should I put on my poncho? Might as well. Just doesn't feel complete without it. Oh yeah, that too. They did that for practicality too. Which makes sense. They also used Flash to animate that series, right? I remember that being a thing. And now that Adobe Animate, well, it was going to be like deleted forever soon, but it looks like Adobe kind of backpedaled on it just a little bit. But I am worried about the future of animation once Adobe Animate is gone. I think there are a couple of alternatives out there, but they're just really expensive. Which sucks because I never really dabbled into full-fledged animation, like how I know a couple of my other peers have gotten into. Most of the stuff that I can do is just like quick little loops and GIFs, and that's about it. It wasn't Flash, it was something else. Oh, that's so weird. I thought it was Flash. Oh, interesting. I don't remember what else was used besides Flash back then. It had to have been a Adobe product, though. That much I can say. Also, I'm gonna wing it and just bring the symbol out, and I'm just gonna do an outline on it. Just to make my life easier here. It's my drawing. I can do what I want. No, this is actually covering a scar. Yep, you heard it here, folks. This little mask thing is actually an eye patch, because my eye got scratched out. Somehow it kind of stayed with my cat form, so it's the best that I could do. There's a bit of a Neo lore for you. Oh well, not just cat lore, but just my lore in general. Like, even before I be turned into a cat. But yeah. That's a little something for those who might be into the lore behind whatever the heck I'm trying to make nowadays. There we go. Now let me go ahead and get rid of a couple of parts. Well, first of all, I need to see if this actually looks good on her arms. Oh, whoops, I think I'm erasing part of her instead of me. Well, that's not good. Yeah. Okay. This works. Let me get rid of that. Okay, now I can get rid of part of her. I don't know, but Flash was used a lot, but it always gave the thing. Hold on. Flash was used a lot, but it always gave the thing made it in a flashy feel to it, no matter how much the animators did to hide it. Actually, you know what? I think they did use Flash for the pilot episode. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know if they switched programs throughout the series, but I feel like they did use it at some point. I don't know. I'm just having this weird Mandela effect. I could have sworn I heard somewhere that they did. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I think I should be good with NeoCat. Now, let me get rid of the rest of whatever's going on here. Could have been during the high school human arc thing Twilight went through in that mirror. I don't know. That was like in the middle of one of the, or like I think that was like in the middle of production. Like I think it was like after season 3 or season 4 when that happened. So they've been going on with the show for a while before that episode. I'm still trying to think of what other program was out back then. I could have pulled that off. Oh god, you know what? I just realized I may need to crosshatch my fur and then her dress. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that without having it blend. Like, I want to try to keep them at least a little bit separate, you know? Hold on. Let me work on her first. Or no. On me first. Because I am the cat. I need all the attention, yes. That is a true thing for all cats in the world. You want the attention. Otherwise, we're not letting our owners give us head pats. This is just the law of the land. I don't make up the rules. Oh, I look like I'm swimming. By the way, if you're wondering how I'm able to draw, even though I only have pause to my name, it's telekinesis. That's what it is. V is allowing me to use telekinesis to move this pen around, or the stylus. She is basically my extended limbs, if you think about it. Yeah, yeah, they did. Okay, so I was right then. Yeah, they did use Flash. I knew that a lot of animation studios relied on it. That's why they made such a huge stink of it when Animate or Adobe was announcing Animate was gonna be scrapped. Because there were a lot of animation studios, both indie and professional, that use Adobe products. And when they made that announcement, it must have gotten so bad that they probably gotten calls from like major animation companies about it. At least that's what I think. That's just a rumor now I think about it, but I wouldn't put it past me if that's exactly the reason why they decided to backpedal on their plan. To be fair, a lot of independent people, and also exactly, even I had a Adobe certificate for Photoshop, and literally all sorts of schools use Adobe products, especially in their computer classes and like digital media classes and art classes as well, even in colleges and things like that. And you'd even also do like a bit of a exam to get Adobe certified. And I put that in air quotes because getting Adobe certified on anything, it just tells people, yeah, you kind of know how to use the system, but professional-wise, that's an entirely different story. Oh yeah. A lot of independent artists, YouTubers, definitely the YouTube animators. A lot of good ones, yeah, they use it. And it's essentially gonna be putting people out of business if that whole thing went through, you know? Okay, that's about as much as I'm gonna do with Neocat. Although, hold on. Let me... There we go. Let's bring up the ink just a little bit. And this too. God, this looks like this could be in either a storybook or a manga, the way this looks. And to be fair, I did sketch it in my sketchbook beforehand, so I guess you could say in a way it is already a manga in itself. Now, only this inner part of Krista's dress is black. The rest of it again, this is see-through, so you can pretty much see her skin through the sleeves. How does it look on my other monitor? Could be darker, but it might be because I'm using a thinner size. There even another option? There is an animation program called Moho, I think. I think that's how you pronounce it, Moho. It's a bit more on the expensive side, but from what I heard, it's actually a lot better, and they don't push AI stuff. And that's the other thing that's pushing people away from using Adobe products now, is they're pushing AI tools when it's really not the best. So, yeah, there are a couple of more, but Moho's the only one that I can think of at the top of my head. And I personally don't know what Moho is. All I know is that it's an animation program that's similar to Adobe Animate in a way. Yeah, it's like we're losing losing a lot of stuff lately. Mostly because of you know, it's always about profits. It's always about funds. And I think all these companies are just doing all these things to cut losses and cut costs, and they're in severely relying too much on AI. It's very dystopian if you think about it. It's so crazy. Like many years ago, even when I was a kid, I warned people about AI taking over because I watched too much Terminator movies. And my mom, like, not even a couple of months ago, was like, you know, you've always talked about those AI from those movies, and it's like now all of a sudden it's starting to become real. So it's crazy. Skynet is here. This will be the first ever financial bubble that is bursting. Will be a net positive planet-wide. Yeah, it's... Eventually, things are just gonna implode, and it's like we're gonna go backwards as far as technology goes. I mean, now, like, GPUs are just gonna be very hard to come by now. And that's the scary thing about that. Okay, I think what I'll do is I will increase this, let's say. Let's see how that looks. Alright, that's looking a bit better, but what about the hair? I could do a little bit more on the top there. Hold on. In fact, let me increase the brush size. Alright, there we go. That's a bit darker. No, don't mind me. I am doing a few more adjustments to the eyes. Like, what is going on? It's always the eyes for me. Like, you feel like it looks good in one angle, but when you flip the canvas, which is something I try to promote upcoming artists to do, always try to flip your canvas. Either that or just rotate them, just so that you can get a better idea of what it looks like from different angles, like if it makes sense. For example, let's do this right now. So we're gonna flip it, and okay, it's not too bad. It's just the irises, though. I'm still trying to play around with that. Yeah, I could bring that a little higher. But other than that, it's looking professional now. Here we go. Yeah, you see that doesn't... Okay, those eyes... Yeah, I could do a bit of a fixer-upper on that. Oh, oops, did I combine this? I did not mean to do that. There we go. Yeah, see how Neocat looks a little weird in this angle? There you go, now the eyes might make a little sense there. Wonder what will happen to all the RAM those data centers gobbled up once the bubble pops. That too. Only time will tell at this rate. We're just waiting for the singularity at this rate. So weird. I feel like MatPat predicted that like a long time ago. Okay, maybe I'll make that a little bit lighter. Here we go. So you can see. Where's the... Oh. Man. Okay, now I think I can... I think I'm safe enough to make her bigger. There we go. And I'll make the text a little bit smaller but legible. Yeah, the research and being in the know allows them to make pretty accurate predictions. I kind of miss MatPat though. He went really, really hard on the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and trying to guess the lore until Scott Cawthon ends up doing a lot of changes in the next game because Scott can't make up his goddamn mind on what the lore of the Five Nights at Freddy's universe is supposed to be. There was actually a comparison video between Scott Cawthon and Toby Fox about what worked and what didn't, comparing the two indie developers. Scott kind of made things up along the way, whereas Toby Fox, he planned the game out like way before its inception. Which is kind of what I'm kind of doing at the same time. Like, I'm literally making music and creating all these characters and lore and world building for what I do not know. All I know is that their story will come to light one day, but in what format I'm not sure. But I will say that with Scott doing that stuff with Five Nights at Freddy's, that gave Matt like a huge boost in viewership. I mean, that's literally how he came to be, aside from all the other game theories that he's done in the past. He made the great games worse, honestly, because of the lore hunting, but I still think it was good for both Matt and Scott. Yeah, it became so convoluted that at the like in the more recent games now, it's like I can't even recognize the franchise anymore. They kept adding so much lore stuff, and it just got so confusing. Not to mention the books too, like that just added a whole other layer of what the fuck is going on. Scott really didn't expect that level of success atop of each game being less than a year to develop. That is true, yeah, because this was like, the first Five Nights at Freddy was pretty much his Hail Mary, right? Because he used to, because it wasn't his first indie game. He used to do other games for the PC back in the 90s. And from what I heard, they did not do well. Yeah, and because of the success of Five Nights at Freddy's, that did help Matt out in a way too. So it pretty much went both ways, to the point where in the movies Matt was able to get a cameo in one of them. That was the other movie that I thought about watching, but then when I heard Iron Lung, like how well Iron Lung did, and seeing as how there was Markiplier, that sold me on it. The second Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I don't know. I'm gonna wait till it comes out in digital, unless it already had. I don't remember. I'll have to check later. He made platformers, I think, and decided to go hard into the major complaint people had into his games, into his strength. Oh yeah, was it the characters designs? Yeah, they were so creepy, even for back then. It kind of reminds me of like the old prototype 3D animations that Pixar did back in the day when they were experimenting. That's what it reminded me of. Like that uncanny claymation kind of feel, except it's not claymation, it's actually 3D modeling. I think it did, yeah. God, I feel like I want to color in that sleeve too, but I'm gonna have to use a very, very light shade of dark, because, again, that's her see-through sleeve, and I don't know how I'm gonna approach that. Give me a sec. I'm thinking. Kitty's thinking. To be fair, he wasn't good with humans, and modeling software is like making deals with demons. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the difficult part about 3D design and animation. I used to take 3D design classes in high school, and yeah, I have major respect for people who try to do 3D humans and sculpting them like from scratch now. That is that's a whole other level of artistry that I can never pull off when it comes to 3D design. Of course, nowadays they make it a bit easier with models and refs, but back then, that was unthinkable. And especially if you're like an independent developer, then yeah, they're gonna look very Uncanny Valley. I remember when Steel World did the VR game collection, they were really good at IMO, but Security Breach was rough. Yeah, Security Breach, they tried. They really tried. And not only that, Scott was hands off on that project, so you can't exactly say it was entirely his fault if you think about it. He basically retired from the gaming scene before that game released, so. No, I've been working all this time and I completely forgot we flipped this earlier. There we go. God, this looks so nice. How come I don't do my sketches like this often? I need to start doing that more. This looks a lot cleaner to look at than a lot of digital sketches that I've done in the past. I don't know why. I guess it's just easier on the eyes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. It might be it might be because of the cross hatching, the way it's done. It feels more natural rather than just me using like my gesture tool and then erasing it. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm just gonna do this. Dude, I still can't get Iron Lung out of my mind. Like that movie was like a fever dream. And believe me when I say that there are gonna be parts in that movie. There were parts in that movie where it actually legitimately felt like a fever dream. Let's see. I'm gonna make it all. I'm gonna adjust the line weight here, and then I'm gonna call it. Because now I'm getting. Yeah, I've had a very productive day. Scott did learn about being too reserved when it came to that. Tried to course correct with the Ruin DLC. Yeah, well, yeah, the Ruin DLC, it had its flaws too, but I think him putting it as a linear experience kind of helped it a little bit, so I could kind of see that. Yeah, I kind of miss linear games, to be fair. Don't get me wrong. I still love Breath of the Wild. Like it set the precedent of what a nice open world game looks like. But now it's like all over the place now. Like a lot of games are trying to go that route. There you go. Here's my goth princess. Now, the only way they could salvage it was if they can give me a VR game where I can hook up with Foxy. Then everything will be square. Just saying. I'm not a furry. What are you talking about? Shut up. I'm not a furry. I'm just made of fur. Doesn't mean I'm a furry. Take him to Detroit. Oh. What did I write before? I don't remember. Give me a sec. Oh, okay. I'll just write it on the side here. Please excuse my penmanship. This is literally how I write in real life, so... Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll move her just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's just average guy handwriting. All the other techs at my job do a way better penmanship than I could, because you know it's a lot of girls. So, all right, just leave that there. Get my signature going. Just one last thing. Alright. We're done. Thank you guys for joining. We're gonna go ahead and turn in there. You all have a good evening, and I guess I'll see some of you tomorrow if I feel like playing Danganronpa. Until then, take care of yourselves and stay safe. This is Neo, signing out.